Welcome in Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLugo. Thank you so much for tuning in here on Friday, October 20th. The Jaguars, they get a big win in the Big Easy over the New Orleans Saints. The Jaguars' first win as a franchise in the Superdome. Also, Trevor Lawrence's first win in the Superdome as a quarterback. Lost there twice during his collegiate career. His only two losses of his collegiate career were in the Superdome. The Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, they overcome their demons. They're able to hold on against the Saints. 31-24, massive win for the Jaguars. No Walker Little, no Tyson Campbell, no Zay Jones, no problem for the Jaguars in this one. Trevor Lawrence was getting the ball out the quickest rate of his career. I believe it was about 2.2 seconds in this game. Just really precise, getting the ball out quickly and not allowing that Saints pass rush to get going at all. Credit to the offensive line as well. But Trevor Lawrence, I think that this was one of the most impressive games of his career, just knowing that he needs to get rid of the ball quickly. He can't take a lot of hits, but then also getting the job done with his legs. The Saints run a ton of man defense, which gives your quarterback opportunities when you've got guys running down the field to find some rushing lanes. Trevor Lawrence took advantage of that in a huge way against the Saints. And, for him to do that with the knee injury, the slight knee sprain, they're calling it, I think just showed a lot of guts, showed that Trevor Lawrence, he's got it in him. He's got everything you're looking for from your leader. I think that it was a special performance by him. Travis Etienne, another just 2-touchdown performance. He scored a touchdown on the first drive, then got another one. He's got 6 touchdowns in the last 3 games. 2 touchdowns in each game. It's been unbelievable for Travis Etienne. Look, Tavon Campbell, he was up for this one from the practice squad with no Tyson Campbell. Elevated from the practice squad, almost cost the team with a huge special teams blunder running into Jamal Agnew on a punt return. You also had Christian Kirk fumbling the ball. Those 2 fumbles happened within a couple minutes of each other on the scoreboard there. Really concerning that these were happening. But Christian Kirk, he made up for it in a big way with a huge 44-yard touchdown late in the game to give the Jaguars the lead. That was about as big as it gets for Christian Kirk, and 90 yards on the day total for him. So for me, Christian Kirk more than made up for that fumble that he put the ball on the ground early in the game. I thought Evan Ingram played really well. I thought the offensive line for the Jaguars, they held up their end of the bargain in pass pro. Again, Trevor Lawrence was getting the ball out quickly, but they were still giving him time when he was trying to take some shots for the most part. I thought that it was a really good performance by a banged-up offensive line for the Jaguars against Cameron Jordan, Carl Granderson, a really stout, a really impressive Saints defensive front the Jaguars held up. Looking at the Jaguars defense a little bit, this may have been Josh Allen's best game all year. And I know the numbers might not show that, at least the box score numbers, but he was this close to getting Derek Carr forced fumbles like 4 or 5 times in this game. And he was absolutely, he had Andres Pete in hell, the left tackle for the Saints, backup left tackle. Josh Allen was getting after in a big way. I thought he was so impressive and didn't really register a sack, but awesome performance for him and one that certainly helped the Jaguars win this football game defensively. Foye Oluokun as well. What an effort. Same for Devin Lloyd. Devin Lloyd played really well in his own right, but Foye Oluokun, first touchdown off that interception of his career. That was awesome to see. A great run back, dancing down the sideline, getting into the end zone for the Jaguars. I thought he has just been so inspired this year. It's been unbelievable to watch him work, and getting that touchdown as the reward, I thought was really cool for Foye Oluokun for sure. And I know folks are going to be mad. It wasn't perfect for the Jaguars, right? They had the opportunity to really beat the Saints by quite a bit in this game. But the Saints are a professional team with a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. To me, the Jaguars, they showed the resiliency to keep fighting on the road. And thanks to a Foster Moreau drop in the end zone, they were able to get out of there with smiles on their faces. But for me, this is the sign of a team that can win in tough environments, win in not the most advantageous situations. So unbelievable team win here, and that's how it's been going the last month or so. 5-2 for the first time since 2007 for the Jaguars, and they now have a mini bye week before traveling to Pittsburgh, and that leads up to their actual bye week. So they're going to have one game over the next 3 or so weeks, which I think is going to be really good for rest, really good for getting some of your guys back healthy. And they've got a bunch of guys, a bunch of starters that they need to get back. Devon Hamilton, Zay Jones, Walker Little. The list goes on and on. Tyson Campbell. So there's a bunch of guys that they're going to be looking to get back, and I think that they will get back over this next 3 weeks or so before the backstretch of the season, where they're going to be competing for everything. Competing for the AFC South, competing for seeding in the AFC playoff picture. What a 4-game stretch here. 2 games in London against 2 talented football teams, the Falcons and Bills. Then you come home for a divisional game against the Colts. Then you have to turn around and travel to New Orleans for a Thursday nighter. I thought tremendous job by the coaching staff and players to get 4 straight wins out of that stretch. I think most people, analysts that cover the Jaguars, they would say, maybe they get 1 of 2 against the Colts or Saints after the London trip. No, they went and they got both of them. Awesome stuff. We will dive deeper into this one later on. For now, enjoy the dub. Enjoy your weekend. Go Jags.